Hey, Colabcoaching here yet again. Share some wise words of wisdom for the week. Brand new week. This is week number 2 of the resentment series. Week number 2. Now, last week we were talking about what resentment was. This week we're going to talk about who you have resentment towards. So, the question slash thought I have for you this week is, who do you have resentment for? Who do you have resentment for? Now, you don't have to say it out loud because you may be living with that person, or it may be a family member, it may be a friend, it may be a coworker, it may be someone that you go to church with, it may be someone that you still have to be in the same vicinity with, and they have wronged you, they have hurt you, and you haven't got over it. You haven't got over it, and that's okay. I said last week that having resentment towards someone doesn't mean you hate them. It's a difference between resentment and hatred. But it does mean that something happened between you two in the past and you have not gotten over it. Now, I'm classifying this particular week on who, because sometimes the people you have resentment towards are the people that are holding you back. And what I'm meaning by that is that when you have resentment towards someone, it literally puts a lot of energy towards that person. It puts a lot of energy towards the resentment energy, the whole being of resentment, because you're putting emotion into it, you're putting your thought process into it, you're putting a lot of feedback that you feel within towards that. And I'm here to say that sometimes, yeah, resentment is there, but sometimes it can hurt you because you are losing the energy that you could have put into your inner peace, you could have put into your happiness, and it is affecting you on a daily basis in your mood, how you react to people, how you talk to people, how you see certain situations. And that is what we want to talk about today. You want to talk about how you are utilizing that energy, especially towards resentment. So let's begin. Let's begin with this. So for me, I wanted to share that I have dealt with this. The reason why I'm writing about it, the reason why I'm talking about it is because I have dealt with this. I have resentment towards a family member, and it affected me for a long time. I'm not going to say what the family member is. Don't want to give them energy. Don't want them to feel like they are special. Don't want them to feel as if they affect me to this day. But they don't. But I have resentment towards them because of the way they treated people, the way they acted towards people, the way they were around me. And they have done things to me as well. But it was more about the people in both of our lives and how they affected their lives. And especially the trickle effect of it all. I was a person that I literally said, I can't be in the same city, nonetheless the same household, nonetheless the same neighborhood. I could not be in the same city with them, and it affected me a lot. This was around a time when I didn't have to be there, so I was happy whenever I had to go, and I had to come back, unfortunately, but it was never the same. I was never disrespectful. I was very cordial. I, said hello, said hi, but just the way that that person treated other people, it just gave me a bad taste in my mouth, and it made me not even want to stay in the same city. And because of that, I had resentment towards that city, towards the person, and it literally affected me to the point where I, to this day, don't really care for the city. But the thing that helped me realize that this is a distraction. This is a distraction for me because I am not living the life that I'm meant to live. And I'm not gaining that inner peace and I'm not gaining that happiness because I'm focusing so much on that city, focusing on so much on the events that happen in that city and how that person has affected me. But what I realized is that that person is still living. That person is living their life. They may be affected by what they did to other people. They may not. I don't know because I don't talk to that person anymore. But that person is living their life. I have to live my life too. I cannot be sitting here having resentment, and I said not hatred, having resentment for what that person did, and thinking about it, dwelling on it, letting it fester, as I talked about before, and letting it clog my mind to the point where I'm not functioning the way I should. I'm not enjoying life the way I should. I'm not enjoying what it means to be happy the way I should. I'm not enjoying relationships the way I should because maybe I'm triggered by that person. Maybe that person, that the similar actions that they did is not triggering me, and I can't really be successful in certain relationships, certain aspects of my life because I'm focusing on what happened in the past. And I just had to say no. There is so much more in my life. There's so much more for me to do. There's so much more that I can be doing, and me giving the time and energy to this person is not helping. So I had to say, I'm letting go of that resentment. You have taken X amount of time in my life. You have taken the X amount of years in my life. You have taken the X amount of emotions that I gave to that situation. But no more. I can't do this anymore. And of course, that's it's not easy. It took me a while. It took me a couple years to do that. It did, but it's freeing. And now I can focus more on my inner peace. I can focus on more on my happiness because that person is not living rent free in my mind. That person is not taking up space in my head. That person is not making me put emotion into resentment, where I could be using that emotion to love others and appreciate the people that I have in my life, and appreciate the qualities that I have in my life, and appreciate the things that I have obtained in my life without that person. So what am I doing? Why am I wasting time? And that should apply to you. If that person is literally taking all that time in your life and you feel like you have to have the resentment, it's a choice. That is your choice, and you have the choice to do so. But it's also a choice to say, I'm letting it go. It's also a choice for me to say, no more. It's over with. I don't like that person. I may never like that person, and that's okay. And that's completely okay. So, what about you? What about you? What about you and your resentment? Are you ready to let go? Are you ready to let go of that resentment? If you are, message me. We can talk about it. We can break it down. We can um, be more conscious about the energy that you're giving to other people, and be more conscious about um, the energy that you want to give to yourself instead of the resentment. Um, I'm here. I'm here for that. So I didn't want it to make it so deep. Didn't want to make it so sad in a sense, but it's true. You are giving energy to someone that pretty much doesn't care, and if they do care, they're not telling you. So now it's time for you to move on with your life. So to put it as simply as possible, um, who are you giving who are you giving that energy to? Who do you have resentment for? The people that you have resentment for may be justified. It may be exactly what you need to do in the moment, but I'm here to say that resentment, that energy that you're using to keep the resentment going, can be used for something else. It could be used for your inner peace. It could be used for your happiness. It could be used for your growth. But you're giving that energy to that person because of what they've done to you in the past. And in reality, they probably are living their best life and not caring. It's time for you to live your best life and stop caring about what they did in the past for to you, so that you can continue to live your life the best way you can. Simple as that. So if you're struggling, simply, I just want to say to you, if you are struggling with who has hurt you in the past and who has brought sadness into your life, and who you have resentment for, I'm here to say that you have the choice to say no more. I'm not putting the energy into this anymore. I'm not giving you the energy of the resentment, and I'm not giving you the space in my mind anymore. It's time for me to move on. It's time for me to live my life. And it's time for me to appreciate the things I have, and also work on my inner peace and my happiness. That's the energy that you could be using instead of being resentful towards that person. Simple as that. So, again, I said, if you are struggling with this, message me, www.yourcolabcoach.com. Fill out that relationship checklist to see exactly what you need help with, and we can break it down even more. Also, it's a free 15-minute coaching session that you could sign up for to see if we're a good fit for each other. Also, YouTube, Colab Coaching, COLAB Coaching. That's where you can watch this video and watch the rest of this series. I have 2 more weeks of this series and my previous series. Also, Facebook Collab Coaching, Instagram Collab Coaching. I have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book. Fresh Eyes Solve Problems Easier. The Self-Love Relationship Project. It's now on Amazon. It's now on Barnes and Nobles. It's now on Dorrance, the publishing website. Also, I have an audiobook that I recorded with my voice. It's on lanternaudio.com. It's also on Audible or wherever you listen to your audiobooks. Tell me what you think. Give me feedback. Let me know how you feel about the book. And also share it with others and say, hey, this book helped me. So I want you to read this book too. Buy them a copy or tell them to buy a copy for themselves. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Be safe out there. Bye.